Okay, it's John Black, super chemist. Where's my thing? But anyways, 90% of the money we spent like 150 billion almost, sent it over to help Ukraine. 90% of that money is just like missing. No one knows where most of the money goes. It just disappears, just like California. 24 billion is just disappears. We don't know where it went. It was for the homeless, but just, we don't know where it went. But anyways, and you know what? That money that we send, that doesn't support their army or whatever. We are supporting their entire economy in Ukraine. Like if you're on old people money, Social Security, or whatever they call it over in Ukraine, we're paying that. All the people that are retired in Ukraine, we're paying their money for them. The fire, cops, all the infrastructure that is required for a society, we're funding them. We pay the firemen and cops and a bunch of other people. We pay their salaries now. We've been paying their salaries since this war started in Ukraine, right? We get not only that, we give money to like their businesses and that. Like if you're a business, you can get money from the U.S. that we donated to help their business out because they have a war going on. So we have to support them financially in every single freaking way, just like we do with the illegal aliens. Every fucking thing that they want, we got to give them. We got to pay for it all. And that, what's going on, right? With the WEF, right? BlackRock and Vanguard, they're buying up Ukraine right now for pennies on the dollar. Pennies on the dollar, man. Because they just, and what's funny is the WEF, they're the ones who started this war. They're the ones who started it. They're funding both sides, and on top of that, they're after they destroy half the country, they're like, oh, since your country's destroyed, I shouldn't have to pay full price for this land, and you give it to me for pennies on a dollar, right? And we'll take all your rights away, all right, and we'll be in charge now, and we will build because now you have no buildings, you have no hospitals and cities, and your whole country's destroyed. We will rebuild it, and all you have to do, so you don't starve, and your society just goes to hell. We'll rebuild it, but you gotta give us your whole entire country for pennies on a dollar, and give up all your rights. So it was already a Nazi country, and then and it's just crazy, man. And you say like that it's not only are all the graffiti and the pins and all the military have Nazi symbols all over themselves. Just like maybe 6 months ago, or I don't know when it was, but somewhere around 6 months ago, there was a guy that's in the government. He's a big wig in the Ukraine government. In Canada, Communist Trudeau, the Prime Minister or President Trudeau, communist as hell, he's owned by the WEF. He was inviting this Ukraine diplomat or official or whatever you call him to give him a trophy, an award for being so great in government and blah 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 blah. And as he went to Canada, some journalist who actually had integrity found out that guy, the Ukraine guy, was actually a Nazi person in a Nazi regime, like an actual Nazi, not just some nobody. He was actually in Nazi Germany during the early 40s. You know what I mean? So he was literally a Nazi. You know what I mean? Like he had the Nazi outfit, uniform. He was in the regime during Nazi Germany, helping the Nazis. You know what I mean? He was the one who was getting an award. And then after they found out about it, they still gave him the award and said he was a great man. He was a great man. This Nazi during Nazi Germany, he was a great man. but but they don't like Nazis. It's nothing to do with Nazis, right? So anyway, what else we got here? The doublespeak. Census growth in population. No. Okay, here we go. Zelensky stopped all elections. Oh, here, let's do this one first. Zelensky, the president of the Ukraine government, shut down all churches and put all priests and preachers, from the Christian churches or whatever. They put them all in jail, and they stopped all elections. Okay, they stopped all elections. Okay, so now Ukraine, and this happened. Well, this happened like a year ago or something. This happened like halfway through the war. You know what I mean? He did this. This was a long time ago. This might be a year and a half ago that he did this. But he shut down all the elections and arrested all the Christians and churches. You know what I mean? But we see, and that's when I go to the doublespeak. Doublespeak is like when you have two conflicting things in the same sentence that don't make sense. They're opposites. They're contradicting themselves. Like illegal aliens are not criminals. If you're illegal, then you're a criminal. But this sentence says illegal aliens are not criminals. That's doublespeak. You can't be illegal and not be a criminal. You're a criminal at that. If you're doing something illegal, you're a criminal. Same way with like this census growth in Palestine. Every year, the census shows that the population of Palestine grows big time every year, but yet there's a genocide. You can't have population growth every year and also have a genocide. Those two things, that's doublespeak. They contradict each other. They don't make any sense. You know what I mean? It's like you stop crime by legalizing crime. That doesn't make sense. That's doublespeak. Doublespeak. Okay. So let's go into Israel. So you can see that this war in Ukraine is just a joke. Okay, it's real. Don't get me. I'm not saying that it's not real. Like there's people dying. Trust me, there's people dying, but it's staged, and it's not just staged. It's staged by both sides. There's. You know what I mean? But, okay, so let's go into the Israel thing, right? Israel is our ally, okay? And here's another doublespeak. Zelensky stopped all elections, but we helped Nazi Ukraine to fight for democracy. You can't fight for democracy if you stopped all elections, because elections is literally the definition of having a democracy. So anyways, Israel, a couple facts. They're our allies, okay? Ukraine was never our ally, okay? They were never our ally, ever, okay? Well, I mean, not ever, but in our modern day or whatever. Israel is our ally, and it's the only democracy in the Middle East. No other country is a democracy in the Middle East. Another thing is that Gaza or Palestine, they attacked first. You can't attack a country and then you think you're not going to get attacked back. If you come up and punch me, I'm going to punch you. I'm not just going to punch you once. I'm going to punch you a bunch of times so that stop, don't punch me. Because if I just punch you once and stand there, you already punched me once for no reason. Obviously, after I punch you once, you're going to punch me a second time because now you even have a reason, that I have punched you. So I would have to punch you many times to make sure that you understood. Don't hit me back. This is done and over with. You go your way and I go my way. And another fact is that Hamas they're terrorists. They admit they're terrorists. They tell people they're terrorists. And they're not lying about it. You know what I mean? And 90% of the Palestinian people, they voted for Hamas to be, their government. So, they knew they were terrorists. It's ridiculous. Uh, Hamas refuses to give back hostages and surrender. They don't want to surrender. They don't want to give up their hostages. So that means they want to be in a war. No one wants Palestine. Well, no one wants Palestine. They keep saying like the Israel wants Palestine and no one wants Palestine. Palestine's a shithole. Okay, it's a shithole. No one even wants it, even for free. They don't want it. You know, under Trump, Iran was broke, and they had no money to give to the terrorists. Under Biden, Iran is rich as can be. They unlocked $6 billion, gave it to Iran. They've been giving them. They took all the censures off of them. You know what I mean, so that they can sell a lot more oil and make a lot more money. It's ridiculous. The other thing is they keep complaining that Israel is going to hit hospitals and hit civilians and stuff like that. That's Hamas's fault. I mean, because they store their munitions and they have all their bait. They put everything around the hospital and in the hospital so that they think that you won't whatever. You know, as a pastafarian, I would not care. See, this is what in this woke day and age, people don't understand what a war is. They think it's a pillow fight. You know what I mean? Well, in a pillow fight, you can't be killing innocent people. Yeah, that's true. But a war isn't a pillow fight. It's a war, okay? And innocent people die in a war. That's literally that you cannot have a war without having innocent people being killed. That's a fact, okay? You can never, ever do that in a zillion years, okay? Even if you have all drone robots doing it, you cannot have no innocent casualties. Bullshit. It's never going to happen. Never will happen, okay? So the pastafarian believes if you go to war, we're going to come in and we're going to kill everybody. We don't give a crap, okay? If you're innocent or not. If you're innocent, tell your government to stop, starting wars. If you don't want to be in a war, don't start a war. You know what I mean? It's that simple. You know what I mean? So what else do I got here? 3 states smaller than Israel, and Palestine is basically the size of a big city like Detroit or Philly. Okay, so you got a state trying to fight a city. I mean, this is ridiculous. They need to just go in. They act like they can't do it. And what's funny is they act like if it's unstable in the Middle East. I've heard this my entire life. Oh, if it's why are these third world countries? Why do I care? It's like a 3-year-old standing, across from Hulk Hogan and Arnold Schwarzenegger and a bunch of big people, and they're all afraid of the little 3-year-old. Oh, the 3-year-old. Oh, we can't fuck with him. We can't screw with him. The whole world will just go to hell from a domino effect. Bullshit. There are hundreds of third world countries, and nobody gives a crap about them and says that they're a domino effect to the whole world going down, blah, 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 blah. How can grown people be so afraid of the Middle East? A third world country. It's unreal. And the fear that people have for the Middle East is like, they're third world countries. They couldn't even when they did attack us, they couldn't even bring their planes over. They couldn't bring any military. They had box cutter knives and used our own planes because they live in caves, for God's sakes. But we are so afraid of the Middle East. Oh my God. You would think that they were like some alien race from a civilization that's a million years in advance to us. It's crazy. It's totally crazy, man. But I'm running out of time here. So I guess I'm going to call this a day. But let's see what my next thing is. My next thing is about the matriarchy and the patriarchy. I'm going to tell you what the difference is between both of those societies.